Okay, last week I posted a new video tutorial about how to use my half rectangle triangle ruler. I remember being a beginner quilter and not having the funds to have every single ruler for every single quilt I wanted to make. So I wanted to pop this tutorial on to show you how to trim half rectangle triangles without the ruler. With that said, it is so much easier with the ruler. So if you can get the ruler, get the ruler. And I will really appreciate you doing so as well. This little trick came around, I'm thinking spring of 2019. I ran a quilt along for my Bad Girl quilt, which also uses half rectangle triangles, and I was using a paper template to trim them, which works wonderfully. But somebody sent me a little trick that makes this even easier using the paper template, but also using one of your rulers. So that's what I'm going to show you today. Alright, so I've already explained how to go about sewing these up, so I'm not going to show you that in this video. I just want to mainly talk about in this video how to trim them without my HRT ruler. So, I'm not going to show you, but I will let you watch as I do it. I'll just turn the volume down and then let you see it get done. Alright, so now that these are done, let me just put them to the side for just a second. So what we want to do now is we just want to take a plain, this is just a piece of plain white copy paper, and I'm going to trim this copy paper to the unfinished size that I want my half rectangle triangles to be. And I have got out my paper rotary cutter to work with, so I don't ruin my my fabric cutter. So you want to pick a ruler. The ruler just needs to be bigger than your paper template. It doesn't, it needs to be wider, it needs to be longer, but there's no certain size. You can use square rulers, you can use rectangle rulers. That part doesn't matter. The part that does matter is that you're putting this paper template right there on this corner of your ruler. If my line for if this seam line on my half rectangle triangles was going the opposite way, then I'd want to put this paper template on this corner. So because they're going this way, I'm gonna put it right there. I'm gonna turn this over. I'm gonna make sure that my paper template and my ruler on this side and this side are flush. And then I'm gonna take some washi tape, painter's tape, scotch tape, whatever tape that you have. And I'm going to just tape this little template in place. I'm gonna tape it there at the bottom, and I'm gonna tape it right here on this side too. All right, so it's a little, it's not on there completely securely, but this is good enough. I'll take this, and I'm paying attention to my paper template. That's the only thing you're paying attention to, not the ruler, the paper template thing. I'm putting the corner right here on this seam line, and then the corner of this template is also going on the seam line. So it's gonna look something like that. So corner and seam line, and then corner of paper template and seam line right down here. And then we will do this. Oh, remember to swap back to your fabric rotary cutter. All right, so trim there, and then trim there. All right, so this side and this side is trimmed. I'm gonna flip around. This time, because this edge and this edge is clean and trimmed, we're just gonna line up this corner and then these edges flush with the paper template. And then this corner should fall right there on the seam line again. Okay, so I think this little trick is just really neat and nifty. If you prefer the ruler, you can get the ruler at meanderandmake.com, or you can find it at havelsewing.com.